A shocking confession to save a fragile secret. In a world where a man's only value is his ability to serve his wife, Lu Yunxuan is willing to sacrifice his own dignity just to escape the woman who abandoned him.
To understand why I'm lying about my own manhood, you have to understand the night my life became a public joke, the night of my wedding in Yunxuan City. Xiao Mingzhao left me before the veil was even lifted, leaving me to rot for 3 years. Now that she's returned as a war hero, she expects a husband. But I don't want a master. I want a divorce.
3 years passed. The abandoned husband hasn't spent a single day mourning. He's been busy planning his grand exit.
升学吧，像不像？生不出女儿的模样。
The war is over, and the young city lord is returning. Lu Yunxuan decides it's time for a makeover, the kind that scares people away.
I've painted my face to look like a ghost. No woman wants a husband who looks like he's 1 foot in the grave and can't even produce an heir. This divorce is as good as signed.
Before the official reunion, Lu sneaks into the market to see just how vicious his wife has become. He finds a portrait that confirms his worst fears.
The rumors say she's a bloodthirsty monster. Looking at these drawings, she's even uglier than I imagined. I need to get as far away from this woman as possible.
长这么丑，可不得绕着走。我成，买10张。
I've been away for 3 years, and the first thing I hear is my husband calling me a monster. This reunion is going to be very interesting.
Lu fakes a feint at the gate.
装病不行不要紧，我还有护手。看我的合力大计第1计，摔盆。恭迎少城主凯旋，我去给您接风洗尘。
This wasn't in the script. Her arms are surprisingly strong, and she doesn't smell like a monster at all. My heart is acting up, and it's not because of the illness.
Back at the manor, the frail husband is cornered. Xiao Mingzhao isn't interested in his excuses anymore.
My husband smells like pomegranates, not medicine. I think it's time I gave him a thorough examination to see what he's really hiding.
你的血好香啊，居然还有一股石榴味，果真与众不同。看来今晚我得好好给驸马检查一下身体。
She's getting too close. The pervert label is sticking, but I'm the one who's losing my mind here.
A simple task of scrubbing her back turns into an emotional ambush for Lu Yunxuan.
I wanted to scrub her skin off as revenge for leaving me. But then, I saw them. Scars. Dozens of them. She wasn't just away. She was fighting for her life.
The silence behind me is heavy. Does the sight of my scarred body disgust him, or is he finally seeing the woman behind the title?
没有，你也是为了保家护城。他这3年过得也挺辛苦的吧？其实细算起来也不都是他的错。算了，这次先不跟你计较。
The tension in the room shifts from war to something much more dangerous. Xiao Mingzhao starts to play with fire.
A little plum to sweeten the mood. He's blushing so hard it's almost too easy to tease him. Let's see how long he can keep up this sickly act.
She's not interested in the fruit. She's looking at me like I'm the dessert. I need to get out of here before I lose more than just my dignity.
驸马怎么了？李子吃多了容易上火，驸马还是小心一点。今晚先来我寝殿，我帮驸马泄火。
Cornered and desperate to save his purity, Lu Yunxuan drops the ultimate bombshell.
If illness won't work, maybe a total malfunction will. It's a lie that ruins my reputation, but it's better than letting her have her way.
As Lu sleeps, Xiao Mingzhao looks at him not as a troublesome husband, but as a ghost from her past.
I remember that boy, the one who told me it was okay for a woman to cry. I've spent years looking for him, and he was right here all along trying to divorce me.
女子男子都是人，人应该开心就笑，伤心就哭。没事，你在我面前可以尽情的哭。
A quiet night turns into a near disaster for Lu's secret.
驸马还挺主动的，搂得我都喘不过气。不过驸马，你为什么睡觉的时候也不解玉佩，都硌到我了？
The secret is out in the open court. The vultures are circling, but Lu Yunxuan sees an opportunity in the chaos.
The Chancellor thinks he's shaming me by pointing out my virginity mark. Little does he know, he's giving me the perfect excuse to walk away forever.
既然你们都把话说到这个份上，就别怪我顺坡下喽。城主，臣对少城主没有不敬，只是臣自幼体弱多病，恐怕是没办法伺候好少城主了。
儿臣回城前，曾让天界阁的道长替儿臣卜了一卦，儿臣此行杀戮过重，需守戒7749天，才能免遭血光之灾。
The palace hall is colder than a winter tomb. The city lord is ready to snap, all because her son-in-law hasn't performed his duties in 3 years.
I thought the divorce was a done deal. Instead, I'm being interrogated about my virginity in front of the whole court. This is not the freedom I planned for.
My mother is looking for any excuse to replace him. I have to protect him, even if it means spinning a web of lies about fate and abstinence.
Xiao Mingzhao's lie buys him a temporary reprieve, but her mother isn't done yet. If Lu won't serve her daughter, she'll bring in the professionals to train him. Enter the dream team of the city lord's harem. 3 consorts, each a master of a different art, arrive to turn Lu into the perfect husband.
Peepaw masters and iron fists? This isn't a training session, it's a circus. If they want to teach me how to please a woman, I'll show them exactly why I'm a hopeless case.
这就是城主府的贵妇们，城主吃的可真好。
Xiao Mingzhao watches from the shadows, her heart heavy, with a protective instinct she can't quite explain.
My mother is pushing him too hard. He's fragile, or at least he pretends to be. I'll let the lessons continue to appease her, but I won't let them lay a finger on him.
现在让几位贵妇走，恐怕母亲会更为难宣郎。看来宣郎要吃些苦头了。乐主，你派人盯着点驸马那边，千万别让他吃亏了。
The first lesson is the zither. Lu decides to play so badly it sounds like a cat in a blender, hoping to disgust his wife.
Surely no woman can stand this noise. One more wrong note, and she'll be begging for that divorce papers herself.
He's trying so hard to be terrible, it's actually adorable. If he wants to play the fool, I'll be his biggest fan.
我仿佛看到了千军万马。
The zither failed, so Lu tries a seductive dance with a deliberate twist. He's aiming for clumsy rather than captivating.
A little trip, a fake sprain, and I can escape this room before things get too intimate. My dignity is a small price to pay for my freedom.
对不起，少城主，我连支舞都跳不好，还扭伤了脚，趁这就退下。
The consorts aren't buying the weak act anymore. They've brought a little liquid encouragement to ensure the marriage is finally consummated.
They're cornering me with a bowl of something that smells like a death sentence for my plans. I'm being force-fed a future I don't want.
不用休息，喝完就好了。
难得少城主今日高兴，你赶快把药喝了。
The tonic works, heating up the room.
驸马，你怎么回来了？不是说力不从心吗？
Morning light brings a cold reality. Lu wakes up in a panic, checking to see if he's lost more than just his sleep.
Thank the heavens, my mark is still there. But that was a close call. If I don't speed up this divorce, I'll lose my soul to this woman's charm.
看起来得加快合理，不然早晚有一天会把持不住，失身又失心啊！
Lu heads into the city to check his assets, but he finds a scene of destruction instead of profit. His friend Su Jinshu is the latest victim of the city's corruption. General Chu, a vicious aide to the city lord, has wrecked Su's shop to force him into a marriage that sounds more like a death sentence.
17 husbands, all broken or gone. This isn't just a marriage proposal, it's a hunt. I can't let this happen to a friend.
我听说那个楚将军是个变态啊，石岐坊小狼不是死了就是残了他。
Lu decides to fight fire with shadows. He uses the city's superstitions to turn the public against the general, appearing as a prophet of doom.
To take down a general, you don't use a sword. You use a rumor that spreads like a plague. The city is watching, and the general is about to pay the price.
诸位，本人天机阁陆小峰。
The general's sword is at his throat, but the prophecy is already out. If Lu falls, the city will tear her apart. But will Xiao Mingzhao step in to save her frail husband, or is she part of the game?
道长救命啊！千年淫魔是不是就是楚将军啊？
The streets of Yunxuan City are buzzing with fear. Lu Yunxuan has donned a Taoist robe, transforming himself into a prophet of doom to trap the corrupt General Chu.
I'm playing a dangerous game with these rumors, but to take down a monster like Chu, I have to make the people believe she's cursed by the heavens.
General Chu arrives, but instead of trembling, she mocks the very concept of human dignity. To her, men are nothing but disposable property.
Listening to her talk makes my skin crawl. She treats lives like loose change, thinking her military rank makes her a god.
笑，男人生下来就是为了嫁人的，他们的意愿没必要尊重。
The crowd's anger boils over, and a desperate Chu draws her sword to silence the prophet. The air turns cold as the blade swings.
I've pushed her too far. My heart is pounding against my ribs. If I don't move now, this prophecy will be my last.
至于你说的天启，我连地狱都闯过，我又怎么会怕呢？
Just as the steel is about to bite, a familiar shadow intercedes. Xiao Mingzhao has arrived, her presence instantly crushing the general's momentum.
I saw the blade and my body moved before I could think. No one touches what belongs to me, not even a general.
贫道无碍。
Su Jinshu steps forward, presenting a blood-stained petition that holds the weight of countless broken lives.
This is it. The evidence we need to bury her. Every name on that list is a soul she tried to crush.
这里是楚将军府所有被迫害之人联名写的血书。
Chu tries to hide behind her past glories, but Xiao Mingzhao isn't interested in excuses. Justice in Yunxuan City is finally taking its toll.
Merit on the battlefield doesn't buy you the right to be a tyrant at home. Gods, show her what happens to those who abuse my people.
你不能废除之我！我要见城主！我要见城主！放开我！抓得好啊！放开我！
With the general dragged away, the tension shifts from the street to the manor. Xiao Mingzhao's gaze lingers on the mysterious Taoist, her curiosity piqued by his familiar eyes. Back at the manor, the atmosphere turns thick with unspoken questions. Xiao Mingzhao leans in, testing the man behind the beard.
He thinks he's so clever with this disguise. I'll see how long he can keep up the act when I bring up our wedding night.
She's doing this on purpose. She's staring at me like a predator who's already caught its prey. I have to stay in character.
不知道长能否算出我与驸马何时才能共度良宵？
The masks finally slip as Xiao reveals the truth.
鲁潇潇的罪证我已经收集好了，原本打算今日就处置他的。
The push and pull of their relationship reaches a fever pitch. Lu Yunxuan tries to cling to his plan for divorce, but his heart is no longer in it.
当然是因为想和离啊，但如果传言都是假的，因为大家都说你很凶。
Lu Yunxuan faces his own reflection in the night.
嫁进少城主并非我所愿，和离也是我坚持了3年的信念，但明昭。
A gift of armor becomes a bridge between two souls. Xiao Mingzhao makes a vow that echoes through the halls of the manor.
He took the first step by making this for me. Now, I'll walk the rest of the way. I'll protect him with everything I have.
你走出了第1步，接下来的99步都由我来走。我一定会非常努力的，让你知道我有多喜欢你。
Just as the walls between them finally crumble, a ghost from the past arrives to shake the foundation. The peace they just found is about to be shattered.
My father and brother? Here? They only show up when they want to sell me off or use me. My nightmare isn't over yet.
是驸马您的嫡父和嫡兄来了，
穿得松松垮垮的便出来迎客，成何体统？
The peace of the manor is shattered as Lu Yunxuan's greedy family barges in, their eyes scanning for anything they can steal or exploit.
My father and brother haven't shown their faces for 3 long years, yet here they are, smelling like trouble and acting like they own the place. They kept every penny of my dowry and left me to rot, but now that the city lord is back, they've come sniffing for profit with fake smiles and sharp tongues.
Father demands an apology, pulling his rank.
喊了你了，你还不赶紧给我跪下，向你哥哥道歉！
If anyone is kneeling today, it's the ones who forgot that I hold the power of the city lord's seal behind me.
Just as the tension peaks, a cold, commanding voice cuts through the room like a blade.
I won't let anyone lay a finger on him in my own house. These people need to learn that my husband is under my protection.
别怕，有我在呢。
Lu Yuncheng switches tactics, offering hand-picked plum blossom wine with a side of blatant seduction.
I see right through that innocent act. He wants my position, my life, and my wife. But he's about to taste his own medicine.
梅花酒，轩郎喜欢，你一定得先尝尝。
Go ahead, brother. Try your schemes. Let's see how your hard work tastes when I turn your own trap against you.
Father tries to show off a rare pearl, unaware he's bringing a mere pebble to a mountain of wealth.
He wants to play the wealth game? I'll show him what real treasure looks like. Nothing is too good for my Xuanlang.
你们这可勉强给轩郎当个弹珠玩玩吧。
The victory is short-lived as the formidable wet nurse, Manager Yin, arrives with a tongue sharper than any sword.
She's not here for a friendly visit. She's here to inspect the merchandise and find any reason to replace me.
原本我以为驸马是庶子出身，这好歹也应该懂得怎么伺候人吧。没想到嫁进府里3年了，还留着手工纱，让少城主被全城百姓笑话。
Seeing an opening, Lu Yuncheng recites the male virtues like a prize student, desperate to impress the wet nurse.
My brother is practically wagging his tail. He's not just visiting, he's auditioning for my bed right in front of me.
陆云轩听到没有？我比你更有资格成为父母。
The ambition in the room is suffocating as the Lu family plots to trade one brother for another. The wet nurse serves a secret health soup.
小哥有心了，来来来，这次我来呀，特意给你和驸马熬了些汤水，尤其是驸马这盘，可是我从城主府圣手那儿求来的补身秘方，保证他1碗下去龙精虎猛，一夜7次。
One look at Mingzhao's smirk, and I know I'm in trouble. This soup is a ticking time bomb for my self-control.
The soup kicks in, and the atmosphere in the private chambers turns dangerously thick and ambiguous.
He looks flushed, and I can't help but lean in. Maybe the wet nurse's secret manual is worth a look after all.
轩郎，乳母给你的画册难写，我们是不是？
While the couple is distracted, the greedy father-son duo plots a final, desperate move to force their way in.
They think I've left the estate. They think the door is wide open for a scandal that will force Mingzhao's hand.
既然如此，你就得放下矜持，只要生米煮成熟饭，为父自然有办法让少城主收了你。
Desperation breeds stupidity, and the Lu family is about to walk straight into a storm they can't control. Lu Yuncheng creeps into the darkened bedroom, expecting a city lord, but finding a very different surprise waiting in the shadows.
He wanted to climb into a powerful bed to secure his future. Well, he found one, just not the one he planned for.
这是借着送酒，请了跟我私会呀！我就喜欢这种懂事的小郎君。
The sun rises on a scandal that the Lu family never saw coming. Lu Yuncheng's desperate plan to climb into the city lord's bed has backfired in the most humiliating way possible. He thought he was seducing power, but he woke up in the arms of the formidable manager Yin.
My brother wanted to steal my life, but he found a nightmare instead. He's about to taste his own medicine, and I'm going to enjoy every second of his downfall.
这不止，跟3年前大婚时间一模一样。
Mingzhao reveals a secret buried in time.
其实我的心里一直有个人，他在我最难过无助的时候出现在我眼前。
So, the random marriage was actually her hunting me down. She chose me when I was a nobody, and she's still choosing me now.
The weight of 3 years of misunderstandings finally dissolves. In this quiet moment, the city lord and her consort are no longer just titles, but two souls finding their way back to each other.
I will never let him feel alone again. From this night forward, Yunxuan City will know who my heart belongs to.
无数关于你的谣言，都让我觉得自己嫁了个只懂打打杀杀的恶人。所以这3年来，我一心只想着和离。但是和你相处的过程中，我发现你和谣言并不同。没想到，是我捡到了宝，嫁给了个顶天立地的大英雄。
The morning after brings a playful energy to the chambers. The tension has shifted from cold distance to a warm, teasing intimacy that catches me off guard.
He looks so flustered when I tease him about the wet nurse's tonic. It's a side of him I want to keep all to myself.
乳母的汤果然厉害，不过他说是一夜7次，我怎么觉得不止呢？
She's definitely enjoying this too much. But if it keeps that confident smile on her face, I don't mind being the butt of the joke.
The peace is shattered when my father barges in, dragging a crowd of gossiping servants. He's looking for a scandal to use against me, but he's about to find a disaster of his own making.
Look at them, so eager to see me disgraced. They have no idea that the scandal they're looking for is currently sleeping with manager Yin.
陆郎，昨晚伺候的甚好，我不会亏待他的。
The room goes silent as manager Yin makes her grand announcement. The Lu family's plan to replace me has just turned into a permanent, unwanted marriage for my brother. Mingzhao doesn't miss a beat. Since the Lu family is so concerned about virtue and responsibility, she decides to grant them exactly what they deserve with a royal decree.
They want to play games in my house? Fine. I'll give them a marriage they'll never forget. Lu Yingcheng will learn the price of his ambition.
将陆云城许配给殷长氏做正夫，择日成婚吧。
My father's face is priceless. He wanted a city lord for a daughter-in-law, but he got an old manager instead. Justice has never tasted so sweet.
Domestic life in the manor isn't exactly traditional. While other consorts are busy with embroidery, I'm busy accidentally blowing up the kitchen in an attempt to be a good husband.
Lei Zhu thinks he's useless because he can't cook, but she doesn't understand. I didn't marry a servant, I married Lu Yunxuan.
男子的价值从不在灶台和针线之间。他若擅长这些，我自然欢喜；但他若不擅长也无妨。我娶她回来，只是因为她是陆云轩，她的好我懂就够了。
Mingzhao is drowning in military ledgers, and the corruption in the accounts is clear to anyone with a brain. It's time for the weak consort to step up and handle the numbers.
These numbers tell a story of greed and theft. My wife is a hero on the battlefield, but in the world of finance, she needs me to be her shield.
I watched him work, his mind moving faster than any general I've ever known. He's not just my husband, he's the smartest man in this city.
The atmosphere is light until Mingzhao decides to show off the belt I made for her. Unfortunately, her subordinates don't seem to share her vision of my embroidery skills.
I don't care if they look like chickens. He made them for me, and I'm going to wear them like they're made of gold.
少城主，您这腰带上怎么还绣了2只鸡呀？你喜欢鸡呀？
I am going to kill Mo Sheng. Those are Mandarin ducks. My reputation as a scholar is being ruined by a needle and thread.
The arrival of Su Jinshu brings a new kind of trouble. He plays the victim, crying about being forced into a marriage with an old man, hoping to gain Mingzhao's sympathy.
I won't stand for this blatant disrespect toward men. In my city, no one should be treated like property, regardless of their gender.
你一句蝼蚁，就要抹杀掉男子的所有付出，简直狂妄至极。
Her words move me, but I see the look in Su Jinshu's eyes. He's not looking for a savior. He's looking for a way into my wife's bed.
Su Jinshu tries to drive a wedge between us.
云轩，我刚看到少城主的腰带上绣了2只鸡，少城主是喜欢鸡吗？
The silence that follows is deafening. Su Jinshu's overconfidence is about to hit a brick wall, but as he settles into the manor, I realize this is only the beginning of his schemes. What will he try next to steal the city lord's heart?
他们说，苏公子比您更适合做驸马。
Su Jinshu is working the crowd, playing the perfect housewife to make me look like a lazy consort. He's winning over the servants with his domestic tips, and the whispers are getting louder.
He's good, I'll give him that. My own assistant is shaking with anxiety because the staff thinks I'm the one who doesn't belong in this manor. If he wants a fight for the spotlight, I'll give him one. It's time to stop being the passive consort and show him who really owns this heart.
I decide to take the initiative. If Su is going for the virtuous angle, I'll go for the beloved one. I'm not letting him slide into my spot without a fight.
Shuilang is acting differently today. He's usually so reserved, but now he's being incredibly forward, and I'm definitely not complaining.
群狼环伺，不卖力点就要被偷家了。
Su brings embroidery patterns to the table, trying to shame my lack of traditional skills right in front of Mingzhao. He's practically begging for a seat in the harem.
He thinks I care about needlework? He clearly doesn't know why I married this man. I didn't marry a servant. I married my equal.
少城主千万别怪云轩，她未出嫁的时候就喜欢往外跑，对刺绣、烹饪向来不感兴趣，不像我，自幼喜欢研习这些。如果我嫁进府里，
Mingzhao isn't just protective, she's lethal. She decides to solve the Su Jinshu problem by marrying him off to a military captain who won't put up with his games.
If he's so eager to be a husband, I'll find him a wife who will keep him very busy far away from my manor. Let's see how he likes Captain Shen.
我觉着倒是与苏公子像是一路人。轩郎，我们替他们做个媒如何？
The plan hits a wall when Su loses his mind. He drops the act and declares his intention to join our household, claiming Mingzhao has feelings for him.
The audacity of this man is actually impressive. He's standing here, in my house, telling me he's going to take my place.
金叔，我知道你之前的未婚妻是官宦家的嫡女，但她自己没有半点官职。沈校尉是堂堂四品官衔，前途无量，并且你嫁过去之后，直接就是正府。
Mingzhao doesn't even give him a second of hope. Her rejection is cold, sharp, and absolutely final. She makes it clear that he's invisible to her.
I've never seen this man as anything more than a guest. My eyes have always been on one person, and they always will be.
你看到我笑，那是因为我在看轩郎。除了他，我眼里根本看不到其他人。
I try to give Su some money and a way out, but he'd rather drown in his own bitterness. He thinks my love for Mingzhao is just a grab for power.
He doesn't understand that what we have isn't about wealth. I'm done being polite to a man who wants to destroy my home.
明昭是我认定的人，谁也别想在我们中间横插一脚。
Su is officially kicked out, but the look in his eyes tells me this isn't over. He's turning his obsession into a weapon, and he's coming for us.
既然你说少城主那么爱你，那就别怪我借你的光了。
A palace banquet leaves Mingzhao completely wasted. She's calling out for me like a lost child, her deep affection showing through the drunken haze.
My head is spinning, but the only name I can remember is his. I need Shenlang here, right now, to keep the world from shaking.
我要轩郎，把轩郎叫过。
Su tried to sneak into her room while she was drunk, and now the whole city is gossiping that they spent the night together. The scandal is spreading fast.
People love a lie, but they don't know my wife. She'd never touch him, even in her sleep. I'm going to find where he's hiding.
没本事就去黑人。
The rumors are spreading like wildfire, and Su is hiding in the shadows, waiting for the smoke to choke us. But I'm not just going to sit here, I'm going to find him before he can strike again. What kind of trap has he set for us next?
我说过，不管用什么方法，我一定会嫁进少城主府。
The rumors Su Jinshu planted are burning through the city, but the real fire is right here in this room. He's dropped the mask of the innocent friend and is openly demanding my position.
He's standing there, acting like he's already the master of the house. It's pathetic, really. He thinks his little skills in embroidery and cooking are enough to replace me in Mingzhao's heart. He's delusional. He thinks being a prince consort is a job application, not a marriage. But I'm not about to let him win this argument with logic, when he's already planning something much dirtier.
As we argue, a sweet, heavy scent begins to fill the air. Su Jinshu isn't just talking, he's taking action. Knock out smoke.
I smell it instantly. He wants us both out so he can stage a kidnapping or a scandal. If I stay awake, he'll know I'm onto him. Fine, Su. Let's see where this little trip takes us.
We wake up in a damp hideout, surrounded by thugs who can't tell which one of us is the actual prize. Su is shaking like a leaf, but I see an opportunity in his vanity.
He insisted on wearing that expensive moon-white robe today to show off. Now, I'm going to make that robe his prison. I point at him with all the fake fear I can muster.
他身上的月白袍子，那可是驸马才能用的料子，不像我，只能穿别人剩下的衣服。
The thugs buy it instantly. Su wanted the status, so now he can have the consequences that come with it. Watching him scramble to explain is the only thing keeping me sane right now.
The situation takes a dark turn. These men aren't looking for a ransom. They've been paid to do something much worse to strip the consort of his dignity.
This isn't just a random kidnapping. Someone wants me ruined so I can never show my face in the city again. The malice in their eyes tells me exactly what they have planned.
Back at the manor, the news hits Mingzhao like a physical blow. Her consort is gone, vanished in broad daylight. The air in the room turns cold as her fury ignites.
They took him under my own roof? I'll tear this city apart stone by stone until I find him. If a single hair on his head is harmed, no one involved will live to see tomorrow.
The doors burst open just as the thugs close in. Mingzhao is here, looking like a goddess of war. I don't waste a second, it's time for my best performance yet.
I throw myself into her arms, trembling and wide-eyed. Su Jinshu is trying to tell her I'm faking, but she doesn't even hear him. She's only looking at me.
He's shaking in my arms, and it breaks my heart. I don't care about the details or the other man screaming. I just need to get him home where he's safe.
Night falls, but the drama isn't over. Su Jinshu has the nerve to knock on our bedroom door, claiming he needs to thank us for the rescue.
I'm lying here with Mingzhao, and this clown is outside trying to ruin the moment. I'm not opening that door. He can talk to the wood, for all I care.
The interruption only makes the tension inside the room thicker. Mingzhao leans in, her eyes reflecting the candlelight and a deep, possessive heat.
The world outside can wait. Tonight, I need to remind him that he belongs here, with me, and that no kidnapping or rival will ever change that.
She's looking at me like I'm the only thing that matters. The danger today was real, but this feels like the real fire I need to deal with.
Yunxuan finds the rat, his own brother.
这一巴掌，打你不顾兄弟情谊，竟敢勾引少城主，自己心怀不轨，怪不到我头上。这一巴掌，打你竟然敢买凶毁我清白。
He's cowering on the floor now. He thought I was weak, a puppet he could manipulate. He's learning the hard way that I have teeth, and I'm not afraid to use them.
I lean down, my voice a cold whisper that leaves him shivering. I'm giving him one last chance to stay in his place before I erase him from this family entirely.
I make it clear. I put him in that mansion, and I can throw him out into the streets just as easily. He'll be less than nothing if he crosses me again.
A new decree arrives from the city lord. I've been appointed to manage the upcoming birthday banquet, along with a massive budget of $500,000.
This is a huge responsibility, and a huge target on my back. Noble Consort Wen usually handles this. Giving it to me is a clear sign of favor, but also a recipe for disaster.
In the shadows of the palace, the old guard is already sharpening their knives. Noble Consort Wen and the Prime Minister aren't going to let me succeed without a fight.
I can feel the eyes on me. They're planning to sabotage the banquet, to make me look incompetent in front of the entire city. It's not just a party anymore, it's a battlefield.
The budget is set, the guests are coming, and the traps are being laid. Will this banquet be my crowning achievement, or the moment my enemies finally bring me down? The real game is just beginning.
血光琉璃盏，银胎珐琅花瓶，血焰，驼峰。
The budget for this banquet is a masterclass in creative accounting. 500,000 silver coins for items that have never even appeared on a royal list before. Noble Consort Wen thinks he can bury his embezzlement under a mountain of rare delicacies. He's not just stealing, he's setting me up to fail by demanding the impossible.
While the palace is freezing with the tension of the upcoming audit, the young city lord is busy turning up the heat in the study.
My consort is never more charming than when he's calculating the downfall of my enemies. I could watch him work all night.
She's trying to distract me with that look, but these ledgers are the only weapon I have to protect us both from Wen's greed.
The brush isn't just for ledgers tonight. Mingzhao decides to turn skin into parchment for her latest poetic whims.
I want to see if he can keep that cold, focused composure while I write my heart onto his very skin.
驸马，你猜我刚才写了什么字？
驸马，驸马，大事不好了！
The rare ingredients are destroyed and the utensils are crushed. Wen wants me to run, but he's about to find out how resourceful a commoner can be. The city lord's birthday begins with a shock that turns the entire court cold. A familiar face returns, but with a title that changes everything.
宣景贵夫。
Su Jinshu, he couldn't win over the daughter, so he crawled into the mother's bed to become my superior. The audacity is almost impressive.
I don't care if he's wearing a consort's robes now. A rat in silk is still a rat, and I'm not going to let him breathe the same air as my husband without a fight.
爬不上我的床，爬到母亲床上。
The curtains rise on my banquet, and the elite are horrified. Instead of birds' nests, I've served the food of the streets.
这是什么简陋之物？驸马也敢端到城主的寿宴上？
The noble consorts are laughing, thinking I've finally lost my mind and my standing. They see cheap ingredients. I see a way to the city lord's heart. I stand before the city lord, not as a failed host, but as a bridge between the throne and the people.
I tell her that these flavors are the true heart of Yunxuan City. It's a gamble on her ego and her legacy, and it's paying off beautifully.
城主，少城主曾多次与臣讲过，上次去北京征伐的时候，有很多当地百姓围炉煮肉，好不惬意。都说烟火最能体现民心。今日是城主的寿宴，所以臣特意寻来天南海北的食材。臣是想让城主尝一尝各地百姓的口味，全城百姓都受城主庇护，应当同乐。
Noble Consort Wen can't stand the sight of my victory. He pivots from mockery to a direct accusation of theft.
还有夜光琉璃盏和银胎珐琅花瓶，怎么如今不见这些器物？莫不是驸马自己贪墨？
Liu has already mocked the truth in gold.
城主，臣早就料到了寿宴食材会被人做手脚，我已经提前让人放了凝香粉，这种粉末无色无味，肉眼根本无法察觉。但是，只要用温水浸过的布去擦拭之后，再用火烘烤，便会呈现出淡金色。城主，臣恳请您派人严查文贵夫的爱犬，如果身上有淡金色纹路，那便是他擅闯库房的证据。如若没有，
The court holds its breath as the truth is wiped clean. The dog is glowing gold, and Wen's face is turning ashen. The city lord's fury is a rising storm.
分 贵夫，你好大的胆子，竟然为了让驸马出丑，纵容一条狗来破坏寿宴食材，置云雀城颜面于不顾，你可知罪？
He's kneeling and begging, ready to kill his own pet, just to silence the evidence. It's a pathetic display of a man who's lost everything but his malice.
My husband and I have been busy behind the scenes. We don't just have a glowing dog, we have the real books that Wen tried to burn.
这是儿臣与驸马查证时誊抄的账册，请母亲过目。
The Chancellor tries to play the saint, but the cornered rat is ready to bite back with everything he has.
事到如今，你居然让我一个人扛，若不是当时你甜言蜜语的哄骗我怎么会为了帮你挪用城主寿宴的银钱？
The audit reaches its breaking point.
那这本账册呢？这是袁丞相近3年来的账册，其中每个月都有一笔无名的收入。打给你这些钱的，正好便是文贵夫在外面的私户，而且有工人曾多次看见你深夜从侧门进入文贵夫的院落之中。
The Chancellor's confession is a desperate attempt to save his own skin, but the City Lord's mercy has already run dry in the face of such blatant betrayal.
My mother's court is no place for thieves and traitors. They wanted to play with power. Now they can play with the rats in the dungeon. Let this be a lesson to anyone who thinks they can steal from the people.
罢了，事已至此，我认了。文贵夫，我对你好是真，可若不是你手中握着城主府采买的权利，我又何必花心思哄你？
The internal rot is being purged, but a new storm is brewing on the horizon as a foreign prince makes an unexpected entrance. Prince Adrian arrives with a shocking demand.
我此次前来，只为求驾少城主。
He looks at me and sees a delicate ornament, a man who only knows how to embroider and bow. He has no idea that the sharpest needles are the ones used to stitch a trap.
Adrian's mockery is a calculated strike at Lu's dignity, but the response he gets is a masterclass in quiet defiance.
男子的价值，从不只在骑射弯刀之间。正如人的气度，也不该靠贬低他人来彰显。
The challenge is laid bare. A fight for the position of primary husband, with 5 cities and gold mines as the stakes.
He's trying to buy his way into Mingzhao's life. I won't let him turn our marriage into a transaction for his own ambition.
城主，我听闻云雀城有个规矩，想要取代正夫的位置可以发起挑战。驸马，可敢应战？
In the quiet of the palace, Mingzhao tries to soothe the fire she sees in Lu's eyes, unaware that his resolve is already set in stone.
I see him worrying about Moonlight City's shadows. He doesn't realize that as long as I breathe, no one can take his place beside me. I will handle the politics, he just needs to stay safe.
She promises me safety, but I'm the one who needs to protect her from the plots she's too noble to even imagine.
轩郎，放心，我对你说过的话字字真心，无论是谁都代替不了你，所以你不用理他。
The carriage ride home is anything but peaceful, as Mingzhao decides to test her husband's legendary composure with a bit of playful chaos.
She's leaning in, her breath warm against my neck. We're in public, for heaven's sake. The guards are right outside.
He's so cute when he's flustered. I wonder how much the carriage can take before the guards start thinking there's a natural disaster.
没个正形。这是我与阿德里安王子的比赛，你可别。
The arena is packed for the first round. Adrian treats the competition like a foregone conclusion, mocking Lu's delicate frame before the crowd.
Let him talk. Arrogance is the first step toward a fall, and I've spent my life learning how to wait for the right moment to strike.
毕竟对付金丝雀，不需要真功夫。
The physical measurement round was supposed to favor the robust prince, but Lu's hidden gifts leave the entire court in a state of absolute shock.
I knew my husband was remarkable, but the look on the city lord's face when those numbers came out was worth more than 5 cities. He's more than just a scholar.
没想到啊，驸马竟如此天赋异禀，难怪昭儿对你如此宠爱呀。
While the commoners gossip about the consort's hidden talents, the young city lord is planning a private investigation of her own. The rumors of Lu's impressive stats spread through the city like wildfire, prompting Mingzhao to conduct her own private audit back at the manor.
The public measurements were far too clinical for my taste. I think a more intimate verification is in order to settle my curiosity once and for all.
She's chasing me around the room with that mischievous glint in her eyes. This isn't about measurement. It's about her finding a new way to tease me.
不如就由我亲自来为驸马量一量，如何？
The second round is a test of raw power. Adrian expects to crush Lu with ease, but he's forgotten that a sharp tongue can be just as lethal as a heavy fist.
He thinks he's already won because he's bigger. I'll let him choke on his own arrogance while I prove that precision beats brute force every time.
话不要说太满，毕竟等会儿输了，就只有嘴硬。
The walnuts are rigged. Lu realizes the shells have been treated to resist any normal pressure, a sabotage designed to ruin his reputation in front of the city.
Sulfur and iron sand. It's a clever trick to make the impossible look like my failure, but they underestimated my ability to spot the scent of a rat.
这些核桃都被人涂了硫磺和铁砂混合的涂层，这种涂层遇热会变硬，寻常力道根本无法碾碎。
Behind the scenes, Su Jingshu finally drops his mask, forming a dark alliance with the foreign prince to seize the power he's always craved.
Su Jingshu is selling out the city just to satisfy his petty grudges. He thinks he's playing Adrian, but he's playing with a fire that will eventually consume him.
等你成为少城主府的人，要成为我的内应，听候我调子。
With the final round approaching, Lu and Mingzhao stand together, ready to face the combined treachery of a jealous rival and a foreign invader.
They've tried to rig the game, but they've only shown me their hand. Tomorrow, the canary shows them how he flies when the cage is broken.
Let them come with their tricks and their spies. I'll make sure Su Jingshu regrets the day he ever tried to touch what belongs to me.
不管他的目的是什么，我一定不会让他得逞。
The stage is set for a final showdown that will determine the fate of the throne. But in a city built on secrets, who can you really trust when the shadows start to bite back?
驸马挑战比拼第3回合，文士。
The final round of the Consort challenge begins, and the air in the court is thick with anticipation. Su Jingshu is already weaving his web, suggesting a test of art to favor his secret ally.
He thinks a brush is just for painting, but he's using it like a dagger to cut me out of Mingzhao's life. I can see the malice behind his smile, yet I must remain composed.
臣习惯用自己的纸笔作画，还望城主允准。
Sensing the trap, Lu Yunxuan refuses to use the provided tools, knowing that even the ink could be poisoned against him.
Su Jinshu has clearly colluded with Adrian. He's absolutely good for nothing, but I won't let his petty schemes ruin this moment. I need my own brushes to ensure the truth is told.
The paintings leave the court breathless.
世人皆知少城主英勇，但在我心中，他不只是一个上阵杀敌的英雄，更是一个能为一朵海棠花开而笑的寻常人。我希望少城主建功立业，但我更希望他能够平安喜乐，人心所向，直至清之安处。
He sees through my armor to the woman beneath. In this crowded hall, his painting is the only thing that makes me feel truly seen.
Victory is secured, but the game continues.
阿德王子，你此次来云雀城的最大目的，不是为了求嫁少城主。
The tables turn in an instant. Adrian, moved by Lu's grace, decides to expose the snake hiding in the shadows of the manor.
I knew there were whispers in the dark, but to think Su Jingshu would sell out our city for his own jealousy, he's crossed a line he can never return from.
这封是景贵夫给我的密信，他在信中说会把纹饰改为作画，还买通官员盛赞我的画作。
Lu produces the final evidence against Su.
那这个制铁霜呢？
Cornered and exposed, Su Jinshu's mask shatters completely, revealing a man driven to madness by his own obsession.
He screams about being treated like a pet, but he never realized that it was his own greed that put him in a cage. Now, he's willing to burn everything down just to be noticed.
你不过是把我当成猫狗一样，哪曾把我当成人？
Xiao Mingzhao stands firm amidst the chaos.
少城主府的男主人只会是陆允许。
Su Jingshu is dragged away to the dungeons.
景贵夫通敌叛国，罪无可赦，打入大牢，等候问斩。
But the peace is shattered before it can even begin. A messenger bursts in with news that Moonlight City's internal rebellion has spilled across the borders.
War doesn't wait for us to settle our hearts. If Moonlight City is attacking, then Yunxuan City will answer with steel.
都城来犯，以逼至我边城。
On the eve of battle, the two share a tender farewell, the threat of loss hanging heavy in the air.
I've spent so much time trying to escape this marriage, and now I'd give anything to keep her from leaving. Go and do what is right, Mingzhao. I'll be here.
His support is the only armor I truly need. I will return, and when I do, this city will finally be ours to lead together.
乖乖在家等我，得胜归来。
恭迎新任云雀城城主，恭迎城主正军。
Their first decree brings equality to all.
云雀城将推行男女平权。
Years later, the great city lord and her consort find themselves facing their toughest challenge yet, the daily chaos of family life and unruly children.
She can command an army, but she can't even help with the children's calligraphy without trying to run away. I'm finished with this, Mingzhao.
I'd rather face 1,000 soldiers than another afternoon of domestic drama. I suddenly need the restroom, really.
日子我就没法过了，我要和离。